I'm Tim Stotts, and I get bored during render breaks. And I have a confession to make. I've turned into one of the most odious creatures on this planet, the fat guy who gives weight loss advice. Because I need to be more of an object lesson in irony. But now look, in my defense, I'm not offering it. I'm not insisting it. I'm not thrusting it on anybody. People have been asking me. Because I've actually lost weight, and I've lost a lot, actually. 26 pounds in, just really a couple weeks. And, a lot of you are like, oh my god, you're killing yourself. Look, I have an excessive personality. If I'm going to do anything, it's going to be to do the shit out of it, to kill it, and not sort of this goal-oriented, winner-take-all, go-getting kind of guy. I'm just excessive, manic-depressive, throw in that in the cocktail. I don't know. I just in for a penny, in for a pound, but then also a real big nap later. I don't know. And I'm like, tear it off like a Band-Aid. Why fuck around? And, I can get away with this. Just fucking bite the bullet and eat way the fuck less, watch the carbs and work out and stuff like that. But look, I've got some specific things down. I'm going to spare you the details because I don't want this to be one of those blogs of I can make it, and then I don't, because in addition to my excessive personality of weight loss, there's also going to be the excessive drinking and, Euros. But, yeah, people have been asking me, how I've done it, and like I said, no details necessarily, but it's really interesting. It's why are you asking me? I'm still fat, who knows, it could not work, and maybe my heart will explode. And there are plenty of other people out there who are just happy to give you weight loss advice. You mentioned that you're going to eat less carbs, and automatically some fat-ass Midwesterner with a Twinkie, literally hanging out of his mouth, oh, that'll kill you. That's no good for you. Blarg, blarg, blarg. Fatchicks&partyhats.com, whatever the fuck. And it's really, you're that, and you're going to tell me about health and eating and all that stuff. And all the, just the same people, believe that the Coriolis effect actually makes shit go different directions down the drain. They're the ones who are telling you that, whatever Atkins is going to make your heart explode and your kidneys die and your cholesterol. And their scientific evidence is well, you just know, right? Everybody knows that. And it's what? How? Okay, so you're better than the New England Journal of Medicine guy with Twinkie out your fucking mouth who obviously has not ever tried to do this. Or they'll tell you something that worked a little bit for them in the past. Oh, yeah, well, I drink a shake once a week, and, yeah, should do that. And, it's look, why are you giving me advice? Everything, food it's a goddamn way to keep you goddamn moving. It's energy and nutrients, that's about it. And I'm not saying I don't enjoy eating. Obviously, that is part of what got me into the problem I am. And I believe gastronomical experiences are quite wonderful on occasion. But why is it such a cause celeb? Why does everybody care what the fuck you shove in your cake hole, even if you decide cake has too many carbs and you, at least temporarily, don't want to shove it there? What the fuck is it to you what goes on inside of somebody else's fucking body or mouth? And so what if I'm killing myself by losing weight too fast? It's also pretty bad for you to be fucking fat. So, and not hating on the sized ones, of which I am in the ranks, at least for the moment, and probably will be for a while, but it's just not as healthy. There is empirical evidence for this, and I feel less healthy. And, as far as self-esteem and all that stuff goes, it's a factor. But not as much of one as I thought it would be. Because I'm okay being the funny fat guy. Your Seth Rogans and your Kevin Smiths and your Judah Freelander and those folks have sort of paved the way for people like me to do okay. And you embrace that and sort of, you kind of also, you don't try as hard sometimes. I think that helps. You fuck it, But the bottom line is, I'd like to not pant when I go up the stairs, I'd like my heart not to explode. Actually, I hate to admit it. It actually sounds kind of cool. Your heart actually fucking exploding. But I think that's something that is the subject of another render break because I could digitally do that. I don't really need to have that happen. But, yeah, people have actually been asking me how to do it. I'm not going to go into any detail here because nobody wants this. There's a billion different fucking blogs out there. The one thing I will say is anybody who comes at you with the term balanced diet is a fucking idiot. Balance presupposes that the things we are weighing that balance each other out have an agreed upon, empirical, and well understood weight to them. And I'm not talking about body fat. But when you say balanced diet, like what is this food item's balance, so-called, that means you could, put it on the other side of the lever or the scale with this thing to balance it. I mean, obviously things have gone pretty out of whack. The food pyramid is probably a good reason why we're in the shape we're in as Americans. I mean, all the grain and all the crap and all the shit like that, it's not necessarily the best thing for you but there's conspiracy theories about big agra, paying off, the FDA or something like that, so that, we eat like 18 fucking servings of corn and processed wheat flour a day. I'm not going to get into that. Actually, this shit gives me narcolepsy just thinking about. But until we know way, way, way more about what the fuck's actually going on inside us when we digest things, for instance, and probably the only way you're going to do that is let Mengele actually dissect people, which I ain't for it, I'm against it. The whole notion of balance is ridiculous because we don't know enough to know what things actually are going to help us balance. 5 units of this equal to 17 units of that? We don't know, because we don't know what that fucking thing is worth or weighs, metaphorically speaking. So avoid the people who say, you just got to eat healthier. You just got to eat a balanced diet. Like, fuck you. What does that mean? Does it mean go by the food pyramid? That's what got me here, man. So, hey, render break. I'm bored. You know the drill, or at least you're starting to. I'll see you after the next After Effects ding.